Listen, Larus, thank you very much for agreeing to this interview. It is really a privilege for me and a pleasure to welcome you on this interview. Action Coach as an organization are currently conducting interviews with small business owners in an effort to give them more exposure in this difficult time of COVID and pivoting and repositioning and tackling the new normal in the new environment. So I'm grateful that that you want to participate, and I undertake to give you additional exposure to also assist you in your business endeavors. So if you will allow me, if I may ask, tell me a little bit more about your business and what you do and how you tackle it and who your target customers are. I will gladly listen.
Thank you very much, Danie. Thank you for the opportunity. Like you said, I'm Larus. My company is called Notice Solutions. We are a occupational safety consultancy, and we work in the construction and manufacturing industry. So from small to medium-sized enterprises, and we specialize in helping our clients to simplify compliance and get them to a higher compliance level without necessarily adding unnecessary steps in their already conflicted management structures.
Good, thank you very much. And this, of course, is a statutory requirement. Huh? I mean, it's required by law that all manufacturing and construction businesses adhere to these requirements and regulations.
That's right, Danie. It is, and especially in the time where we're talking about COVID, there are also additional requirements placed if you are, to operate in level 3 going forward as well in terms of COVID.
These additional requirements, do they offer you new opportunities, new business opportunities? Do you see potential in that? Because I think this is going to last for quite a while. Are you ready for it, and how do you view that, and how do you tackle that?
Definitely, Danie. I think it's not without its challenges. Legislation isn't crystal clear at the moment, so it's still a developing framework, but opportunities are definitely there. In the last week, I've onboarded about 2 or 3 new clients for specifically towards the screening of employees, procedures of handling. What exactly do you need to do if an employee presents with symptoms? Who do you notify? How do you handle the containment of the spread within your company itself? So it presents quite a big opportunity, and I think it is going to be with us for at least 24 months. In terms of compliance, I think that we haven't seen the epicenter of the compliance requirements on business owners yet. I think it is going to have a knock-on effect into other areas of health and safety that might have been left on the wayside in terms of small businesses. Most larger firms recognize the how can I say, the contribution that compliance brings to their business's viability in the long term, where some of the smaller enterprises might glance over it in a certain way.
That's fantastic. It's so positive to hear that even trauma and problems can bring new opportunities, and that you are positioned to capitalize on that. I hope that we will have an opportunity in future to work together where business coaching can assist you to capitalize on that and to expand your business. How long are you in business now?
I've been in business for 3 years currently, and 2020 would be my fourth business year. So
excellent.
Doesn't feel like a full year.
It feels like a full year already, huh? And exactly. Your ideal customer, with your knowledge, being in your 4th year, the current environment, which would you regard as your ideal customer at this stage?
My ideal customer would be a somebody in either small scale manufacturing or construction related services that are servicing larger corporate clients that have got quite how can I say it, exhaustive health and safety measures in place that you as a subcontractor or a contractor to the main company need to comply with. That's normally the minefield for smaller companies once they move up to the next level of work.
Right. So I conclude that it's extremely important for you to target your customers correctly, that you identify them and that you target them. And when we work together, we can work out exactly how to target your customers, how to define them so that your marketing and sales efforts are more effective. My next question is, what has been the greatest impact of COVID-19 on your business? We're moving out of it now, but it must have an impact the last two and a half months already.
Yeah, definitely. I think the greatest impact that I've seen in my business is on cash flow, on liquidity in the company. A lot of my clients that are busy on large scale projects came to an immediate halt. So all work stopped to an extent, and the coming back online is a bit of a staggered approach. So I think cash flow would be my biggest challenge at the moment.
Cash flow is so extremely important. Have you done specific actions? Have you taken specific actions to alleviate the situation, to make a difference? And how did that work? And how is it working for you in COVID-19?
Yes, Danie. I think I have, in terms of my banking commitments, overdrafts and credit facilities, I've negotiated with the financial institutions for some relief and made payment arrangements and pushed back some of the requirement dates, and that has enabled me to stay cash positive to a certain extent. It has delayed some of the accounts. Not all institutions are willing to negotiate at this point, but there are still some institutions that really recognize that we've moved into a like they would say, a force majeure type of event. It is an act outside of all of our control, and they are accommodating in terms of repaying some of the commitments that might be difficult to service during the pinched cash flow.
It's during times like this, as business owners, that we know we must think differently, as we were forced to think differently. And there's still opportunity to pivot in the right directions. And I truly hope that we will have the opportunity to have a workshop to assist you to pivot your business. Okay, an interesting question. It has been said, smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. What mistakes did you make along the way, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience? This is perhaps now an unfair question, but if you can share your knowledge and experience with other people who's going to listen to this, what mistakes have you made, and what would you like to tell other entrepreneurs?
Danie, I think nobody's is excited talking about their failures, but for me, what I've realized is that as a small business, in your pursuit for growth and your hunger for rapid growth, you should also consider some of your fallbacks and look to mechanisms of ensuring that if the unforeseen does happen, that you have some kind of a fallback. And I think in my business, I've been on a fairly focused push to grow and expand, incorporate business systems. I've made quite large investments in terms of going online with some of my training materials, so that I can leverage my time. And those might now have just come at an unopportune time, where I've made certain investments and maybe overcommitted to a certain extent and not kept my safety net as well developed as I should have.
Yeah, but Larus, you could not have foreseen what happened. You've made the investment, and I think with the right marketing, eventually you will attract people who can get and derive value from the investment in time and work that you've done. I just want to make sure that when people listen to this interview and they want to contact you, no risk solutions, offering that support to businesses which must adhere to safety requirements. What is your website if people want to contact you? I'll put it in the, when we place this, it will be in letters as well, but if you just perhaps want to say what your website name is.
Thank you, Danie. My website is www.nrtraining.co.za.
So nrtraining.co.za. And then lastly, in this difficult time, in this time of uncertainty, coming through COVID-19, not knowing when it will really end, what do you find inspiring in the business environment? I know there's many things that is negative, but what do you find inspiring?
Danie, I think what I've seen is the adaptability that has been shown from other small businesses that I am in contact with. Many of my suppliers have changed gear and gone into supplying items that are in demand currently. A lot of them have started to inventory PPE, where they are actually in an unrelated market, but they quickly adapted. And I think those that have adapted have tried to capitalize on the situation in a certain sense. And also my clients. I think my clients have been as positive as I've been, and keeping in contact with clients and motivating them to say, look, as soon as the opportunity opens up, let's continue our business relationship. And although it is quite a negative thing that has happened to our economy, I think the hope that still rests within the small business and the positive entrepreneurial spirit is still very alive and well.
Larus, you've just underlined the importance of adaptability and a positive mindset. And for that, I salute you. I wish you strength and all the best with your endeavors, and may you have success. And I'm looking forward to cooperation in the future with you.
Thank you very much.